Back in the, let's say, the 1800s or so, a young man came home from work one day to find a young lady standing on his door. It was rainy, it was pouring, the weather was absolutely terrible that day. He comes up on the door and spies a young lady standing on his doorstep. Rather beautiful, an incredibly beautiful woman, pale white skin, long, flowing black hair. He asks her, "My lady, what are you doing on my doorstep? I don't mean to sound rude, but well, this is my house. Why are you here?" She explains, "Well, you see, I was out shopping today. I got caught in the rain. I seem to have lost my driver. I'm waiting for him to come find me and pick me up, and I'm kind of stuck out here until he arrives." He's like, "Oh, okay, I understand. Tell you what, why don't you come inside where it's nice and dry so you don't, drown out here in the rain?" She says, "Oh, thank you, thank you." And she invites him, and they come inside. A half hour goes by, an hour goes by, and the two start talking. They start chatting. And they immediately hit it off. They easily fall into conversation. There's no awkward pauses. They hit it off perfectly well. Eventually he asks, I'm getting ready to cook dinner. Why don't I make up a little extra and we can sit down and eat? They do, and they sit down, and as the night goes on, he becomes more and more enchanted with her. So enchanted that he doesn't notice the fact that she has not asked once about her driver, where he is, where he's been, doesn't seem the least bit concerned that he's missing. Doesn't seem bothered by any of this. Okay. Doesn't notice any of this at all. Well, the night wears on. They go from night goes on. They go from dinner to drinks, and well, the inevitable happens. They head upstairs. He wakes up the next morning, slips out of bed, heads downstairs to start making breakfast. Cooks breakfast, sets down 2 plates, waits for her to come downstairs. Hour passes. Nothing. Okay, maybe she's just tired. 2 hours pass. Nothing. Now he's concerned. He goes upstairs. Goes to lightly prod her awake. She's dead as a doornail. Okay, not only is she dead, she's stone cold. So she's been dead for a little bit at least. He does the insanely sensible thing, goes rushing out into the street, looking for the police. The police come, they bring the doctor and the police are whispering over the body, they're whispering back and forth, the guys in the background distraught at this whole thing. Eventually, they stop and cop walks, eventually the doctor and the cop look at each other, cop walks over to the guy and asks, "Okay, so how did she end up here?" Well, like I said, she was lost in the rain, I invited her in, all that good stuff, She walked in. Yes. How else was she supposed to get here? Sir, I'm a little confused about that myself, you see. I know this woman. I saw her just about 3 or 4 days ago. I was at her hanging. And the moment he says that, her body crumbles into dust and disappears. Thank you.